For the INFJ, intelligence is not just a tool, not just a skill, but a burden, a secret treasure, a double-edged sword, and because of this, many INFJs spend their lives hiding the fullness of their mental and emotional power behind carefully constructed masks, revealing only fragments of what they know, only pieces of what they see, and only glimpses of the vast inner world they carry. In this video, we will journey together through the deep reasons why INFJs hide their true intelligence, reasons rooted in childhood, in trauma, in the fear of being misunderstood, in the instinct to protect others, and in the quiet wisdom of timing. And by the end, you will see that what looks like hiding is not weakness but rather one of the most profound demonstrations of INFJ's strength, because intelligence that knows when to reveal itself and when to conceal itself is perhaps the rarest intelligence of all. 1. The early roots of hiding. For many INFJs, the story of hiding their intelligence begins in childhood, at a time when most children are still learning how to tie their shoes or color inside the lines, and yet the INFJ child is already reading the emotional states of their parents, already sensing when their teacher is masking frustration, already realizing that their peers are often saying things they do not mean, and this early awareness feels both extraordinary and isolating, because it creates a gap between the INFJ child and the people around them, a gap that feels too wide to cross. An INFJ child may innocently reveal an observation, perhaps pointing out that a parent looks sad even though they are smiling, or predicting accurately how a situation will turn out, and instead of being validated, they are told to stop imagining things, or even scolded for saying something that makes adults uncomfortable, and in that moment, the INFJ begins to understand that their intelligence is not always welcome, that their insights can make others uneasy, and that sometimes, speaking the truth too early comes with consequences. These experiences plant the first seeds of self-censorship, teaching INFJs that their intelligence must be hidden if they want to fit in, if they want to avoid punishment, if they want to keep peace in environments that are not ready for their depth, and from that moment onward, hiding becomes not a choice but an instinct, one that follows them into adulthood. 2. The fear of misinterpretation. INFJs are no strangers to being misunderstood, but nowhere is this misunderstanding sharper than when it comes to their intelligence, because the way INFJs think is not linear, not step by step, not easily explainable in neat formulas, but rather intuitive, holistic, and abstract, and so when they present their conclusions, people often struggle to understand how they arrived there. Instead of seeing their intuition as a valid form of intelligence, others may dismiss it as guesswork, accuse it of being manipulative, or view it as arrogance, and this hurts the INFJ deeply, because their insights are not born from a desire to dominate but from a genuine longing to help, to heal, to protect. Imagine predicting with eerie accuracy that a relationship will not last, only to be accused of negativity, or pointing out inconsistencies in someone's story and being accused of mistrust, or offering a warning about a decision that later proves correct, but instead of gratitude, you are met with suspicion, resentment, or anger. These are the wounds INFJs carry, the scars that remind them that revealing too much of their intelligence often leads to rejection rather than acceptance. So the INFJ learns. Hide what you know, keep your insights to yourself, because even though the truth burns inside you, it is often safer to let others discover it on their own than to risk the pain of being misunderstood yet again. 3. Hiding as a social survival strategy. INFJs are adaptive by nature, and one of their most powerful adaptations is the ability to camouflage their intelligence, to act less perceptive than they truly are, to smile and nod while others explain things they already understand, to let people believe they are leading the conversation even when the INFJ has already mapped out the entire trajectory in their head. This is not deception in the malicious sense, it is survival, because INFJs understand that many people feel threatened by intelligence that sees too much, and so instead of constantly unsettling others with their depth, they strategically blend in, allowing others to feel secure, to feel smart, to feel in control. In friendships, this might look like pretending not to notice toxic patterns until the friend is ready to see them. In the workplace, it might mean holding back a groundbreaking idea until the team has warmed up to smaller steps. In romantic relationships, It might mean not pointing out red flags too soon, because doing so would scare their partner away before trust has been built. The INFJ's ability to play along, to hide the full force of their mind, is not weakness but compassion, a way of protecting fragile egos and unstable dynamics, and though it leaves the INFJ feeling unseen, it often spares others from feeling exposed or inadequate. 4. The trauma of exposure. Every INFJ has stories of moments when they revealed too much, when they let someone see the full brilliance of their mind, only to watch it backfire in painful ways that taught them never to make that mistake again. Perhaps they exposed someone's hidden motives, only to be accused of being paranoid. Perhaps they predicted the end of a relationship, only to be called negative or controlling. Perhaps they shared a deep truth that was too much for the other person to handle, and instead of gratitude, they were met with distance or hostility. These experiences cut deeply, because INFJs are not trying to hurt, they are trying to help, and yet their intelligence is so unusual, so penetrating, that others often misinterpret it as something threatening. And because INFJs carry emotional memory so vividly, these painful experiences do not fade easily. They become etched into the INFJ psyche, reinforcing the lesson. It is not safe to reveal the full depth of your intelligence. So the INFJ retreats, hides, protects themselves, and promises silently, "I will never let them see all of me again." 5. The burden of duality. To be an INFJ is to live with a constant duality. The outward self that appears calm, agreeable, even ordinary, and the inward self that is constantly analyzing, connecting, and understanding at a depth that few can even imagine. This duality is both painful and protective, because while it isolates the INFJ, making them feel unseen and lonely, it also shields them from unnecessary conflict, from accusations, from the rejection that so often comes with being too different. The INFJ learns to live in this hidden space, to carry their intelligence privately, to reveal it only in doses small enough for others to accept, and while this may feel like hiding, it is also a form of wisdom, because the INFJ understands something that few others do. Intelligence, when revealed recklessly, can wound, but when revealed wisely, it can heal. 6. The strategic power of being underestimated. Ironically, the INFJ's choice to hide their intelligence becomes one of their greatest strengths, because by allowing others to underestimate them, they gain freedom. Freedom to observe without interference. Freedom to gather insights without resistance. Freedom to act strategically at the right moment instead of being pressured into constant performance. When others assume the INFJ is less intelligent than they truly are, the INFJ is free to move quietly, to influence subtly, to make decisions from a place of foresight without attracting unnecessary attention, and this quiet power often makes them far more effective than if they had tried to dominate openly. INFJs understand that true intelligence does not always need to announce itself. Sometimes its greatest strength lies in waiting, in observing, in timing, and in knowing that the right insight delivered at the right moment has more power than 1,000 insights delivered too soon. 7. Embracing the wisdom of hiding. So if you are an INFJ watching this, and you sometimes feel guilty for hiding your intelligence, for pretending to be smaller than you are, for biting your tongue when your mind already holds the truth, know this. You are not weak, you are not cowardly, and you are not betraying your gifts. You are practicing a form of wisdom that few understand, the wisdom of patience, the wisdom of compassion, the wisdom of knowing that intelligence is not always about proving yourself but about choosing carefully when and how to reveal yourself. And while this hiding may feel lonely, remember this. The right people, the ones who are meant to walk alongside you, will see beyond the mask, will recognize the brilliance even when you try to conceal it, will value your intelligence not as a threat but as a treasure, and with them, you will not need to hide. Until then, carry your intelligence with pride, even if it is hidden, because the world may not be ready for all of you, but that does not make you any less extraordinary. INFJs hide their true intelligence not because they are afraid, but because they are wise, because they know that intelligence is not always a light to shine in every room but sometimes a candle to guard until the right moment, because they know that revealing too much too soon can wound rather than heal, and because they carry a rare awareness that their brilliance is not just theirs but a responsibility. So if you have ever wondered why you hide, why you shrink, why you pretend not to know when in fact you know too much, remember this. You are protecting yourself, you are protecting others, and you are preserving the sacredness of a gift that the world may not always deserve but will always need. And when the time comes, when the world is ready, when you meet those who can hold the weight of your truth, your intelligence will not only be seen, it will be celebrated. Because INFJ intelligence is not just rare. It is sacred. And sometimes, the most sacred things must remain hidden until the right eyes are ready to see them.